You are listening to Boldcastify.
Circle ready. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome you to the Circle Up Prowl Weekly, episode 11. My name's Clay.
My name's Shay.
I'm Justin.
Robert.
And at least this one we can talk about a post-game victory.
Told you the Titans weren't winning the AFC South.
Fair enough,
Yes.
I'll take that one.
Yes, you did.
And I feel really good about that one.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
I'm perfectly fine with that one, too.
I can be happy to be wrong.
That's an I told you so that everybody can.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's true.
Without Gus, it was even better.
That's the
Big
whole
change
thing.
like that will happen.
Why was it such a big change? With 1 week to plan with a different coach, why was it such a big change?
He went in there, they said they moved the practices indoor to the stadium, they did some revisement. I understand Blake said he had him focus more on his mechanics, worked more on the passing offense, instead of focusing on the
He was
run.
way more accurate.
Yeah.
Like, way more accurate.
Something that Justin told me, it's all speculation. Supposedly, Doug Marrone sent out like an email saying that no more hoodies in the classrooms or the rooms.
Training rooms, yeah.
Yeah, and
During meetings, no food brought into the meetings, and no hoodies.
so the fact that that was even a thing kind of makes me wonder about Gus's just as a whole being a player's coach, like we thought he was.
Well, we already knew that, but it's just the accountability level. To what extent?
It seems like Gus Bradley was trying really hard to create a culture where the players
Police themselves, so
are
to speak.
self-policing.
Yeah.
And, when you have a shirt, that does happen. Like, that happens in New England.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Hands down.
self-policing culture.
Not when you have kids, basically. Yes, they're men, but when you have your average age of a lot of your
25, I think.
something of that nature, because you have more than half your team
I know.
or less than 4 fourth-year players.
Probably Mercedes Lewis and Paul Blesnik probably break the average by a long shot, but
But
Mercedes.
even a few players who did not want to be mentioned have come out and said, I think to Del Rocco, we like this. We like the change. We needed more structure.
maybe that's what it came down to. Maybe Doug Marrone didn't necessarily light a fire, but just limited some of the things that were allowed,
No, I'm sure there's a number of factors going into it.
But I mean, all in all, it made for a great game to watch.
Oh, yeah, it was excellent. I mean, obviously, it was the best game to watch in the
What a
stadium.
game to be a part of.
Yeah, we swept the corners really well for the first time
Honestly, it really felt
on
like
our home field this year.
we swept the shit out of those corners.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did.
definitely an incredible game to watch from start to finish.
Honestly, we played a complete game, and
When's the last time we did that? When's the last time we played a complete game?
I would say there were like 2 losses where I felt like played
We
a
were
complete.
consistently bad in a couple games.
You can say that, but I mean, I think the better team did end up winning.
When was the last time we played a consistently good game?
That's the catch. Consistently good game.
But-
Last one
but-
that I can recall
but is
would
it-
probably be the Giants game.
Does it count as a win? Does it have to be a win to
During
be
the
a
Gus
consistent
Bradley
game?
era?
And that's even pushing it.
That was a dumb luck win. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, you basically had a number of consistent things happening that just kind of fell into the lap.
Because the offense was bad the whole day.
Yeah, the offense was still bad.
The defense scored 2 of the touchdowns, basically, right? Buffalo game?
In London.
No,
When they went up really big
Hold
and
on,
then
that's
almost
what I was about to
lost.
say. But then the
No,
defense
that-
basically collapsed.
No,
That's
Second
not
half.
a complete
But that's
game.
bad. That's bad coaching.
No.
It's just not a complete
Now-
game because they shut down in the second half.
Okay,
Right.
now quick question to your question was your idea of a complete game. Does it have to be a win?
I mean, logically. Should
Typically, when you are consistently good through 4 quarters, you have a better chance of winning. I can't think of any games that they lost that they played a complete game.
I'm not saying it was pretty complete.
This year,
Yeah.
I'm talking about a complete good game from
Oh,
start
good.
to finish.
Okay. San Diego's completely awful.
Well, yeah.
Hands
So
down.
that tells you how much
Because,
they've changed in this amount of time.
Because the Browns, the lowly Browns, are no longer going to go 0-16. Yeah, and they won.
I thought about it for
So
a
no
while.
parade?
No parade.
No
That's
parade.
kind of sad, honestly.
I thought about it long and hard. I tried to think of one time in the Gus Bradley era they played a consistently good game. The best I can come up with is that Browns game. And I think that was the first year. Was that the second year?
May have been.
That was the second year because I think Blake.
What about the first Tennessee game? The color rush here.
I still wouldn't say that's a really.
That was a pretty dang complete game.
They never put him away.
Right.
Like they were
It was still back and forth.
Still
it
sloppy.
Took the return by Green to kind of help it out, seal the deal.
Yeah, but then right after that, we scored another touchdown.
Well, the
it was
final was
not
like
great. It was a pretty frustrating game, honestly.
yeah, because
It was
the
a lot
final
of bad
was
football
like
around.
19-13. It wasn't really a great game.
Both teams were just really sloppy and not great.
Yeah. From the get-go, Jacksonville was in control of this game. You knew that from the get-go. You could feel it. The energy, the momentum, and it stuck through. I mean,
Yeah.
you were always waiting for something to screw up because you were waiting for Blake to do what Blake does. You were waiting for something to transpire. You were waiting for the Titans to kind of start getting the things together, starting to get their act rolling, something, but it never transpired. The biggest thing you notice in this game with the Doug Marrone Jaguars, and it's one game we've seen, they never took the foot off the gas.
Yes, and that
They were continuously going at it, even with the field goals.
Yeah, two things you could tell
The
with
yard-
Gus
the
Bradley
long ones.
teams. They did not know how to respond to adversity well. And they did not know how to handle success. So,
No.
so you can't do either of those. You're not going to do well. But yeah, like anytime we had a lead, we had no idea what to do with it. And Doug Marrone at least showed what you do with a lead. You keep rolling. You just try to keep your foot on their throat.
Yeah, you just keep going. And they were accurate through the air and not bad on the ground.
That was the biggest, the most noticeable change is how effective they were downfield. Because
Yes.
we've all been saying all year, where's the deep pass gone? Because
yes,
it's not like they could run the ball last year. I just looked up their Thursday Night Football stats. Their leading rusher last year in that Titans game averaged 3 yards a carry. You know, it's like they haven't been able to run the ball the last couple of years, but for some reason they could hit all these deep balls last year. And like, man, why can't they get it to work this year? Well, they figured it out, and they connected. I mean, I remember looking at the stats and we thought we saw it wrong that Allen Robinson had 200 yards passing like kind of early in the game.
Right.
We're like, well, that can't be right. They must be like screwing up the stats somehow. But yeah, he had a huge game.
and to piggyback off of what you just said, Justin, I saw a stat pop up while watching the game that said through 15 games so far that season, Allen Robinson had caught one pass longer than 15 yards. Or what was it, 20 yards? It was either 20 or
I
15.
think it was over the 20 or something.
I think it was 20. And in that game, he caught 5. So the aerial attack definitely came back. And,
They moved him around.
yes, they didn't keep the X slot. They kept them in the Z. They rotated him.
Yes.
Because,
Sometimes he was outside, sometimes he was in the slot.
yes, because that's what you have to do when you have a good wide receiver.
Find a
You
way
have-
to
you
get
have-
a one-on-one matchup.
Yes, you have to. And that goes along with what Clay and I were talking about a couple nights ago. We were just mulling over the game. That's something that Doug Marrone did. That is a Doug Marrone trait right there. I loved him, because he tried something new. You know the epitome of stupidity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Well,
Definition of insanity.
Yeah, that's insanity too, I guess.
and that's what we saw for the last 48 games.
48
years.
losses. Yeah.
48 losses.
The majority of the last
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, come on. Like, try something. Try anything. Hell.
No, I agree 100%, and that's what you've seen. I mean, and it was a short wait, too. He made some adjustments, even though they were small. Even if it was moving the practices in, the game plan, whatever he talked with Nathaniel.
There's another little thing. He moved the final walkthrough instead of doing it on the practice field.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I thought that was that's like those little things can matter.
They needed something to freshen them.
I feel like it's like you're going into a heightened environment, whether it's your home field or away field. You're going in, you're kind of pumped. You need to calm yourself. So go in and, get acclimated, so to speak.
Every interim coach comes in and does something different. I'm glad that he didn't do some goofy, dumb stuff. Like, I remember they fired a coach mid-season, and that's that guy who used to coach the Dolphins when they had the Wildcat thing. Anyways, he ended up being their coach, and he got the players together, and they buried a football.
I remember that. Football? I thought that was in Oakland.
I don't know where it was.
Do I feel like Doug Marrone is the answer? No, but he's definitely a good start.
We'll catch on that here in a minute.
I mean, you can't fault the guy.
No, he definitely did something right in that game. Especially, the team wanted, as a whole, they wanted some retribution against the Titans for that Bull Rush game.
Yeah, Tony Sperano, that was the guy.
And
so they wanted to get back at him. They wanted some retribution. They wanted something back for that game. Especially after the sons of bitches all got out on the field and jumped on our logo before the game.
wow,
That's some college football dumb
That
stuff.
is some college stuff. But that's a Mike Mularkey coach team.
Mike Mularkey, he's probably got an axe to grind with us too. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
That's why they showed up to play, right?
Yeah.
How do you get embarrassed like that with the playoffs on the line?
Yeah.
It's
That's what made
crazy.
the win so good.
I mean,
It's
they could have
crazy.
had a division title game in their home.
Yeah, at home.
They had total control of their destiny, and
Yeah.
they shit the bed against a 2-win Jaguars team, now a 3-win, thanks to the Titans.
I love
Yeah,
it.
so, I mean, there are definite positives. Jalen Ramsey is a f***ing beast.
Yes.
That is 100% fact.
He can actually be my father. If he wants to be, I'm cool with it.
He would probably be your daddy.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Matt Castle's daddy.
He's
definitely Matt Castle's
he's
daddy.
definitely Matt Castle's daddy. He's definitely...
Try to name a Titans receiver, I dare you.
You don't even know. No one knows the Titans receiver.
I know.
Delaney Walker. No,
I know.
damn it.
I know.
It's tight end.
I know one. Douglas. He's
Oh, yeah, he still
Oh,
exists.
yeah. He's a
he's DeAndre Hopkins' daddy. He is.
Yeah, he shut DeAndre Hopkins down for most of that game, besides that one push-off play.
Oh man,
DeAndre Hopkins is the push-off king.
Yes, he is.
and he's good at hiding it too.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does like
He's
a
good at
backhand.
getting away with that
He
push-off.
does a backhand one that's low.
Oh, I respect it. I mean, like, he's
He's
a
good at
talented
it.
guy.
He's good at it.
But that interception that he had was on point. But
Yeah,
he
and-
had like two that he dropped.
Yeah.
Well, one that he dropped and one that he just got out of hands with.
It was
And-
coming the whole game.
Right.
Yeah,
You knew it was coming.
you knew it was coming the whole game.
But his
And even-
plays increased the last couple of weeks.
And even Paul Posluszny, he had an interception that he looked like look on his face looked like he was shocked that it was actually in front of him. He was like,
Yeah.
And in case anyone's dumbfounded, the reason Matt Castle threw the interception is because Marcus Mariota went out mid part of the third quarter with a lower leg injury.
Yeah, me and Jason were talking about Marcus Mariota earlier, and like he's good. I mean,
he is good.
I think
He
he's
is
better
good.
than I thought he would be at this point.
He will never be elite.
He's never going to be elite, and that's what makes me a little happier with this division because we really still only have one elite quarterback. I will never tell Mark that ever, but we only have one.
That's even debatable sometimes.
Yeah, I mean he's very
Yeah,
elite at throwing interceptions.
yeah. I mean this year not so bad.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
But Marcus has improved quicker than I thought he would.
However,
Being that Oregon style.
He is basically what you got right now. You've got this guy who's like the anti-Blake. He's so scared. He is not going to put the ball in a dangerous place.
No,
He will not
He
throw
will-
into those tight windows.
he will
Never threw a red zone interception this year.
He never threw a red zone interception because he won't risk it. He's
Yeah.
not a risk taker, so he doesn't bother with them a lot of times. He is he's
But-
a safe guy. He is a fast Alex Smith. If you take Alex Smith,
Yep.
make him quicker on his legs,
Yep.
until he broke his leg.
Right.
So now, what do you have in Tennessee now that he's broken his leg?
You have
Basically, you have a Hawaiian Alex Smith.
Yep. Justin and I were talking about. And it's totally cool. You can win playoffs with a Hawaiian Alex Smith. You can.
Kansas City's proven it.
We'll want a playoff game with David Garrard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definition of game manager at that point, for sure.
But there is a big, huge but. That defense better be number 1 defense versus number 2 defense.
And they really aren't.
They really aren't.
No, I mean, they're all right, but they're not
Do they have
good.
building blocks? Secondary's bad.
Yeah,
Sayers atrocious.
Worst in the division.
Yeah, I'd probably.
Easy.
I mean, it's right there with Indy, but it's bad.
Derek Morgan is not a piece.
No,
He's
no, and they're talking about him as a piece. I remember when the Titans.
I don't know what he plays.
Well, they don't
The only
know.
one I know they have
they
is
don't
Jason McCourty.
They got
And he
Brian
was
Rakpo.
out. He was out. No, we're talking about secondary, bro.
Yeah, I thought we were
Oh,
talking
I
secondary.
was talking about just defense in general. I'm trying to name players on their defense.
Yeah, I know they
Brian
have
Rakpo's a piece. That
Rakpo's been done pretty well. This
He's
season.
done all right. Derek Morgan is a linebacker, defensive end sometimes.
Okay.
He's one of those guys that can't figure out where to use him because he's not good at any of it. So,
Wow.
well,
But
that's-
Jason McCourty,
that's a hot take, but that's my take.
Jason McCourty, before he was injured, he wasn't a half bad. I'll give him his props. I mean,
Yeah,
he's not
That's
his
the thing,
brother.
They don't have a
That's
lot
for
of
dang
great
sure.
pieces, but they have some good picks coming up.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm still more worried about them than I'm worried about Texans.
Yeah,
next
because
year,
I
in the
still
future.
firmly believe it doesn't matter now, but I still firmly believe they would have had a better chance of winning a playoff game than the Texans will.
Yeah.
Because I think the Texans are still going to get
Oh yeah. First
by whoever they play, which is going to be Kansas City probably.
It's a good defense.
They're Oakland. Oakland may be different.
Man, it'd be hilarious if Kansas City just beat the hell out of them again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same situation they were in last year, where they have no way to put anything together in offense.
Right.
I mean, at least last year, DeAndre Hopkins was going off with terrible quarterback play. They're not even getting that now.
Yeah, I think
And the defense is actually playing a little better than last year.
and it
It's JJ.
wouldn't
Yes.
surprise me if JJ is no. Hey.
Think so?
Goodbye. Well, they're cap strap, bro.
What would you do if you were Houston?
I would
the way
I'd
things
do
are
what they're
going,
doing.
probably.
I would sell the hype of Jadeveon
Yeah.
Clowney, and I would try to
get a pick.
the craziest trade value you could get for JJ Watt, which is still going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Justin.
Well, he even said he's got a back injury, and as we all say, you never used to have a bad back.
Never used to have a bad back.
Yep, it's very true. All in all, this game was an early Christmas present. It was a great game. We
Best way to cap off the schedule.
we really didn't fuck it up.
Not
all
at
you can
any
ask.
point. Well, that's not true. Chris Ivory.
Oh yeah.
Chris Ivory tried.
Yeah, he did try. But we did get to see an incredible little end-around piece from Marquise Lee throwing his touchdown pass to Blake Bortles, where Blake Bortles, you can see the picture on his face when they went close up. Blake
so
Bortles
good.
catching it, he's like, this is a spiral.
He looks bewildered.
Yeah, he does.
He looks straight
Look
up
the
bewildered.
picture. We'll throw it on
what is this
Bullcastify.
world I'm in? It's spectacular.
A spiral. This is what I got to do.
And Orion Arakpo, the guy that's supposed on that side.
He knew he screwed up.
Yeah, that's like an 8-year veteran. Maybe he's not 8.
Fantastic.
Maybe 7, but still, to get bitched by the worst quarterback in the NFL, supposedly.
Well, sure. Some people might think he's the worst quarterback in the NFL, but where do they rank him as far as move tight ends?
Probably.
Oh.
He's 1 for 1.
Yeah.
And supposedly, here's an interesting stat. Supposedly, UCF was the only school that offered him a quarterback spot. The other schools that offered him wanted him as a tight end.
Aw.
So I know. So he's obviously not a natural thrower. So we can,
it's Tebow all over again.
yeah, we can discuss that. And while we're on the subject,
It's only natural.
you know how Twitter is.
Yes.
Twitter can be hot. Twitter can be cold. Twitter can just be funny.
Uh-huh.
All right, NFL Draft Insider. Well, Bortles is not good. Neither is Barkley, Hoyer, Osweiler, Mallett, Landry, RG3, Nick Foles, etc. And they're all still in the league. Enough said,
Feel
right?
better about yourself.
Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. Well, I guess we'll wrap up with the Titans real quick. As losing a possibility chance at the playoffs to the Jacksonville Jaguars division rival, consolation prize, playoff tickets, mailed home to everyone.
Literally the day later.
I'm glad my team's so bad that they don't get close enough to tease me with playoff tickets.
Yeah, I think
hilarious.
I think I would be pretty furious.
It just makes it way worse. It makes it so much worse because they lost to us.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite traditions is after a team loses to the Jaguars to go check out their fans' Twitter to see their reactions to how they're handling losing to the Jaguars.
Oh, it wasn't.
Spoiler alert, they never handle it well.
No. And the Titans fans were not handling it well.
Because usually when the Jaguars win, it's been not good team. Usually the coach gets fired a few weeks later.
We batted 1,000 in 2013. Everybody that lost to the Jaguars got fired. Yeah, Cleveland fired their coach. Houston fired their coach. Tennessee fired their coach. Boom, boom, boom.
And who else fired their coach?
The next season, we got Joe Philbin fired.
Okay,
it wasn't
okay, yeah.
This would be Houston twice.
All right, yeah. Good, some good memories, man.
Yeah.
Some really good memories.
Good memories.
Even though we were the shittiest team in the league,
we're that death note. You
lose to us.
Death note.
Your coach is gone.
It's a wrap. All right. Last little tidbit on AFC South. Obviously, we go to play Indianapolis, which we'll talk about here in a second. And the Texans wrap up after winning the division versus the Cincinnati Bengals 12-10 in a shootout.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah.
I think it was all field goals.
It's a pretty shitty week for football, honestly.
Yeah.
So much is wrapped up already.
Yeah,
My fantasy team is wrecked because of it.
Okay, there is one good game.
But they wrap up with the Titans.
And steal the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole